I'm gonna come. I'm gonna come. I'm gonna come. I'm gonna come. I'm gonna come.
Should I call you mister? Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
Don't trust China. China is asshole.
You are gay. You are gay.
I'm gonna come. I'm gonna come. I'm gonna come. 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 I'm gonna come. 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 Come.
I didn't come in your burrito.
Hello, hi, Caitlin.
Hi.
Hello, my beautiful. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Oh, I am Fabu.
Me too. I am also Fabu.
I am also Fabu. For those of you who don't know, I quit the radio show I worked on after 12 years.
Dang. I never had a job that long.
Yeah, so I quit this week. It was my last week. So I said on Reddit, I said on Instagram, all these different places, ask me anything about the job, whatever, and I'm going to answer a lot of them. There's some that I'm not going to answer. Shit. We'll get to all that, but I wanted to tell Caitlin. Caitlin took a nap today, and I went for a walk. Constitutional. Listened to some groovy music and whatever, and I had to pee so bad, Caitlin. And I went to the community college to use the facilities.
Is it all locked up?
It was all they'd unlocked me out.
I was gonna say it's summer.
Yeah,
like middle of summer, and it's also 4th of July weekend.
Right.
So
totally fair. But I had to pee. I had to pee very bad.
So you went in the desert?
No, I couldn't find a good spot where I felt like no one could see me. I felt like everywhere I went, there was just like a window.
Eyes watching.
Yeah, somewhere. And then finally, I saw the beam of light that was on the Mormon church.
Oh my God, you went in there?
No, I peed on the construction happening outside the Mormon church.
Oh, okay. Was it a porta potty?
No, I just peed on like a dumpster. Between a wall and a dumpster. Betwixt a dumpster and a...
Why do you keep saying betwixt?
Because I'm cultured. I want people to know that I'm...
Okay.
So yeah, that happened. Anything else that happened this week that we should address? The allegations?
The allegations.
Do you want to address the allegations? They're false.
Yeah, totally. Don't believe a word they say.
Okay.
No, but you're the one with all the big news, so...
Yeah, I'd say we should just probably get into it.
Yeah, let's get to it. Can I start?
Kate is asking the questions.
I'm very anxious.
Why are you anxious?
I just want. I'm not like anxious. I just like am like excited to get started. I should probably plug my phone in though, so it doesn't die.
Are you kidding me? Okay, so Caitlin plugged in her phone. We're gonna do this. These are all questions from the internet about my time on the Johnjay Rich Show. If there's anything you want to contribute or have a conversation or have follow-up questions, you can feel free to ask. There are no rules, Caitlin.
Ooh, okay.
No
I like
rules.
that.
Just don't put your finger in my butt.
Why?
Because
I just let me do it just one time.
if you would have done it today while I was on that hike,
Ew.
you would have gotten sprayed, I think. A skunk would have sprayed you, dude.
You're gross. Okay.
All right. Let's do this. Go.
Question number 1. They're not numbered, so.
Yeah, okay.
How did you get the Johnjay Rich job?
Okay, so I was at the Cronkite School at ASU, downtown Phoenix.
ASU.
Yeah, ASU. And I got, it was an intern fair or something where they needed, and I had to put down what I was interested in. I wanted to do radio. I thought that would be fun to do an internship in radio. I love radio.
Did you work at the radio station at ASU?
No, I would go in when they were doing the newscast. I did several newscasts. Like, I did that sort of thing. And then I would go on as their drive time guest and just derail the show. I would
Unhinged
just
drive time guest?
Yeah, literally screaming into the microphones on an AM news station that probably went 5 blocks. So you just go outside of Cronkite and you just hear me screaming about some conspiracy shit.
I can picture it.
Yeah. And they'd be like, what are we doing? You guys need to...
Not much has changed.
Yeah, so
really.
I was at Cronkite, and I just basically went to an internship fair, and I just met Bill, the executive producer at the time. Bill and Shannon were there.
Oh, okay. I was literally just about to ask.
But no, they interviewed individually. And Bill told me he hired me on the spot. He said, I want you to be an intern. He's like, I like that you're older, and I like that you have all this dead body experience.
Oh, they thought that was like interesting.
Yeah.
It is. I feel like not many people deal with that kind of stuff.
So, you know, the profession that I was at the time just like annoyed by. Oh yeah, you know, the funeral industry, I was just bored of it and like, you know, irritated that was all I had on my resume, actually got me the job on the Johnjay Rich show. So thank you, Dad. Thank you.
Thanks, Bill.
Did I tell you I did mushrooms this week and I looked up in the sky and I saw my dad? It was just his head and he had like stars for eyes.
Like Mufasa.
No, and then he was like, and then his head split off into another head and he was like this. He was like,
powerful dragon.
yeah,
dude.
I was like, powerful dragon, Bill Inman there. Fuck, dude. It was sick.
Yeah, Grant had this card from a coworker and he had me read it. It was like a little Valentine's Day card or something. And it was like beep boop 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 or something. I don't know. It's like droid for I love you or happy Valentine's Day or whatever.
Yeah.
And then the person that signed it was like, oh yeah, you are and you are a powerful dragon.
And you are a powerful dragon.
And I was like, why did they say you are a powerful dragon?
And it's a thing.
Yeah.
It's an inside joke.
That's what that reminded me of.
There's a scene in, was it 21 Jump Street? Where, yeah, okay, so remember that part where he's like, pretend to be a powerful dragon. And then one day I came in and I was doing Ray Fiennes from Red Dragon, where I was like, behold a great red dragon. And Nick, Nick's just sitting at his desk and I'm just like basically standing on my chair over him and I had a spotlight. And then that was where, and then every time we'd go in and do something funny on the show, we would say, oh, fucking two powerful dragons just went in there and
killed it.
Cleaned up, dude. And it would always be like us flopping when we'd refer to ourselves as powerful dragons.
Hilarious.
So, yeah.
Where was the job fair?
It was at the Cronkite School.
Okay.
Yeah, and then Bill just said, hey, we want to have you on the show. And then, yeah, that was it. That's all I had to do.
And you were one of one interns.
I think there were
hired?
8.
Oh, shit.
And
it's like house.
Yeah. And, yeah, there were 8 of us. 8 or 9.
Dang.
Yeah, and it would just be like you'd do a semester and then leave. And then they just basically said, because I was going to move to Washington.
For what? To
do news.
Oh.
And they were like, hey, we really hope you don't do that. Here's a job. Because I didn't, this is real inside baseball, but I didn't get paid for, I think it was like 6 or 8 months. It was a little bit longer than what the intern, you know what I mean? You don't get paid for an internship usually. And so I went plus some, because I just kept working, and then they just started paying me out of pocket. So that was cool. And then basically when I was like, I'm leaving.
I'm moving to Washington.
I'm moving to Washington to do this lame ass news shit.
They were like, oh, here's the
job.
job.
They were like, actually, yeah, here. And then they created a position for me. And that was it. I feel like this isn't going to be very funny or fun.
No, but you're answering questions that the people wanted to know.
Is there any other, should I go in? I didn't listen to the show before I got the job.
That was my next question.
Okay. Never heard the show. I remember I listened to it the day before I started. And then I just was like, okay, I got it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I remember because I also used to work at the company that owns the station that they're on.
Yeah.
And so like I remember when I had first been offered like a chance to come in and interview and stuff, I had never heard of the job or never heard of the company. They're like, oh yeah, it's like it reaches more people than Facebook and
totally.
Blah blah blah. It's like, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Like never heard of it, and also had never heard of any of the shows. There's 7 stations, and I had never heard of a single show on a single station.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, it's tight. I'd love to work here. But they like thought it, they were like made it sound like it was like the coolest thing ever. And like I feel like some people or actually most people, when I say, oh, I used to work at iHeartMedia or whatever, they know what it is. But some people are like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, how did you feel on your last day? Grant was probably crying.
No, I cried the week before. The Friday before was the sad day because I had to I went on the radio and told everybody I was leaving at the end of next week, and that was really sad. And then this is the worst part. I had to edit the video of me crying into like a 1.5-minute sizzle reel. That was like the most, when you make a reel, you want to pull the emotionally interesting stuff.
Yeah.
So I just had to watch me crying for like 3 hours as I edited this thing down. And then I just kept like crying while I was watching it. I was like, this fucking sucks.
You're crying, watching yourself cry.
Yeah. I was like, this guy's so relatable.
This guy's a sad boy and I'm a sad boy too.
Yeah, I'm a sad boy. Just a real sad boy. But the last day I was on the show too much, I would say, because I really didn't want to talk. Because I knew if I would just be chatting like this, I would get emotional. So I did horoscopes where I just screamed at everybody. And then I played a game where I just yelled at everybody. And then they brought me in for the last break, or like the last break of the show. And I was just like, yep, totally. Loved working here. Thanks, guys.
Aw.
Yeah, it wasn't because I just knew I couldn't talk too much. And then they all were like, hey, we got to take our 4th of July pictures.
Yeah.
And they got me into a room. And they were like, surprise, going away party. And they got Big Nate's.
Big Nate.
Big Nate's was there. The Mint dispensary dropped off some edibles. And then we literally just sat in a little conference room for like an hour and talked.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cute.
It was a very special moment, I would say. They got me a card. And I read the card and I was crying. No, but the coolest thing was Johnjay said, he was like, I don't want to leave. He was like, I feel like this is over.
Sounds like
at the end of an era type of situation.
Yeah.
And that was sad.
It is sad. It's like your favorite show ending after
Yeah, oh my God,
12
yeah.
seasons. Yeah. No, that is sad. But it's nice. That was a nice little send off
Yeah.
for you. Okay, so this next one has a name tied to it, and I'm not really sure why.
Okay.
But Derek from Texas wants to know who on the show has the biggest.
Good question. Great question.
It's literally the only one that has a name. All the others are just like questions.
Well, Derek from Texas. Derek's been on our podcast several times. So who's got the biggest?
Yeah.
That's tough. I've
Grant.
dude, here's the
It's
thing.
Grant.
Yeah, probably me. No, I'm just kidding. And I have a spittle. No, it's funny. I could actually say this.
It's not small, Grant.
Someone showed me a video
It's medium size.
on there. Yeah, I have a medium sized. I have a mediocre sized.
A mid.
Yeah, mid. We got middies for no, actually, I will tell you this. I did see one of the cast members on the Johnjay Rich show.
Like recently?
Yeah.
Okay, whose was it?
It was Johnjay's.
Of course you did.
He showed me that video.
What video?
I didn't tell you about the video.
No.
It was Johnjay to a box. I didn't tell you about this.
No, that's disgusting. Why?
He was doing something. He was filming something, and I'll borrow a phrase from him. 126. He ended up having to a cardboard box, and he had his camera. It was set up so basically when he put down, you could see his ass, and then he stood up, and then I saw his and other things.
I'm like, what the how would you get yourself into a situation where you need to shit into a cardboard box and then your asshole is filmed?
Yeah, the thing, the
Like,
hardest.
What?
We've all been in positions where we've needed to shit in an expeditious fashion, right? But yeah, the problem I have with it, the confusing part is there was a camera set up.
So you had to shit so bad, but you had enough time to like make sure it was like perfectly set up.
Was the camera set up before? Yeah, right. Did you frame up the shot? That's the thing. Anyway, it was beautifully framed. It was.
I have so many questions, but I like don't want to know anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Maybe I thought I told you about that.
No.
And I think it's public information. I don't think I'm saying anything out of school. I think he talked about it on a podcast.
So was it big?
His penis?
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't see that's
That
the thing.
means yes.
I was too shocked by everything else happening in the video to really stop down and take note. Because I did I think I saw I don't know, but
I would be too. I'd be like, what the did you just show me? And that's you?
I was like, that's your hole, dude. That's your pristine.
Was it hairless?
Yeah, dude. It was nuts. It was just it was crazy, dude. Anyway, yeah. He showed me that as a friend, not a boss employee type situation.
Very interesting.
Very
That
interesting.
seems like a definite sort of kink there.
I think
because why do you have a hairless asshole? It's like he
I
was
see what you're
definitely
saying.
prepared for this.
That's fascinating. I see what you're saying.
Okay.
Like he had trained for it. This was his
right.
This is Munich.
Right.
Yeah, dude.
Okay. Why did you really leave?
I've been thinking about it for a while. Was that fair to say?
Yeah.
I kind of didn't.
This has nothing to do with Johnjay Rich, but
I kind of didn't love how things shook down with My Funeral Home Stories and I Heart Corporate.
Yeah.
I had some issues.
And this was a while. This was like during
This
COVID.
was this was whenever it was from the time Funeral Home started to about 2021. 2021 was when it all kind of like came to a head.
Yeah.
And that really broke my spirit. Like truly,
Yeah. No,
that
I
fucked
do.
my head up. And then when I ended up getting paid out after, all the bullshit,
Yeah.
it was an amount of money that was pretty gross and not in a big way. It wasn't obnoxious. I would have loved if I would have gotten an obnoxious payout from iHeart
You wouldn't be bitching.
Yeah, but it was like cute, nice try, kid. Go away. But they gave me the rights to it. So essentially, that's a good if you've been wondering what's happened to Funeral Home Stories, that is something I probably couldn't have said a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
But I was really, really, some stuff happened. I posted about it, and then I was told by like senior legal upper management to take it down.
Basically
and
silence.
And you should, that sucked because I was like, here I am. At the time, I think I was at 6 million downloads, and I had like 8 ads running in each episode. Mm-hmm. Right? Yeah, that's what it was. About 8 spots. And then that ran and got 3 to 4 million downloads, and I made $7,000 from it.
Yeah. And they also promised that they were
$7,000. And think about that: 8 ads on what 3? Let's just say 3 million. Let's say 1 million downloads. Mm-hmm. That's come on. So yeah, that really broke my spirit and made me. And then. Yeah, that was kind of something where I was like, I need to find a new job, but I love the morning show I work for. Yeah.
Also.
And then, you obviously left the company.
I got fired.
Yeah. I really liked.
It's ruthless.
The morning show was, I loved being on a morning show. I loved the Johnjay Rich show. I loved the people I was on it with. But that was kind of the straw that started to break the camel's back. Then ultimately, shit just got really expensive here in Arizona. We got married, and we're getting a little bit more serious about our lives and about this podcast and about some of the other projects that we're doing.
Yeah.
So money is important.
And can I also say that your salary hasn't increased, it's only decreased.
Oh, true.
5 years ago, Grant took like a massive pay cut for things that were like totally out of his control and had pretty much nothing to do with him.
Yeah, and I was pretty bummed out because that honestly that came down on New Year's Day.
Yeah.
2021 at like noon.
Yeah.
And I was also kind of working out that podcast shit, and I thought the call was going to be about, hey, good news, this podcast stuff. And then it was like, actually,
we're cutting your pay by like or whatever.
That was,
But still.
yeah. But you know, the thing like about the money is like, I just was like, you know what? I'm doing a job. I'm just going to do the best I can do. And if an opportunity comes along that is better than this, yes, I will jump at it and take it. But I love these people. Like, I can't help the corporate thing.
What would you change about the Johnjay and Rich show?
Here's what I would change about it. Are you ready for this hot take?
Yep.
I would let the team produce the radio show.
Have more control.
Just
more say.
Yeah, dude. Too many cooks. People who think they have great ideas, telling them, "Oh, yeah, this is gonna do much better," when they have like empirical, real evidence that shows the show is better and more people listen when you stop fucking around with it.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Because Johnjay, Rich, Kyle, Peyton, Nick, Noah, me, we love radio. Like, let them be themselves. Don't be like, hey, you need a news segment every 15 minutes, or you need this, you need this, you need this. Just be like, hey, you guys have to play 4 songs. Everything else, fuck it. You do it. You figure it out. You know what I mean? You get an amazing show that way because they're all brilliant. Johnjay, Rich, Kyle, Peyton, Nick, Noah, Steve, Tyler, Eric, Tamara.
I don't even know who half these people are.
I'm just saying. This sucks. This is a shitty episode. Sorry, guys.
Is Johnjay a jerk?
No. I don't think so. I think Johnjay is very particular. Right?
I mean, I don't know him very well.
Yeah, but every interaction you've had with him, you've been like, he's surprisingly nicer than you think he's going to be.
Yeah.
He's a great guy. Nice guy. I don't think he's a jerk. I think he can be a jerk, but I think he's Uh-oh.
The throw up sound.
Buddy.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. All right. Scott just threw up, and Johnjay is not a jerk. So moving forward.
This one's a mean one, so I don't really even I don't even like asking it, but it's here, so I'll ask it.
Okay.
Why does Peyton have a job there still?
Whoever asked that question.
You're a dick.
You're a dick.
Peyton's great at her job.
Peyton is fucking awesome at her job. I'm tired of the Peyton hate.
She's also really fun and personable, and
yes.
she's super sweet. And
she is one of the nicest people.
You're just a hater, I feel like.
Yeah, and she is in this really difficult position where she's not only
expected to do a fuck ton.
Yeah, a lot of work. She's also figuring out who she is as an adult.
Right.
You know what I mean? She's 26?
Yeah, I feel like that's a weird time in your
100%. You're transitioning. You're I'm not the person I was in college, but I'm not the person I am going to be yet.
Yeah.
And so you're figuring all that shit out on the radio. And
then you have all these people just constantly talking shit on you about just the stupidest, weirdest things every single day of your life.
And you're also
that's hard as a girl.
Thrown into a show that's been on for 24 years where there's been, a lot of stability on who's on air.
Mm-hmm.
So then when you add a new element, people are mad. I mean, I feel
like people just it's all the people that don't like change that are the ones that are asking these sorts of questions.
Well, it's also
maybe.
I mean, you have TV shows that you like, and then they add characters that you don't like, but you end up appreciating the character on the show for what they do and contribute, right?
Most of the time.
I don't understand the hate because I think she does a great job and I think she's rad. She was literally, her and Kadeem were the last people I saw when I was alone and single. They walked by me. They were running a couple minutes late.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And they patted me on the shoulder and I was like, oh, what a wonderful moment. I'm going to remember forever and ever. Peyton and Kadeem just walked.
I'm just surprised that they made it because literally our people were about to shut the doors.
Yeah.
Because it was a very short
And then
ceremony.
the thing that was so funny about the whole thing is, so I only invited the Johnjay Rich show, essentially.
Yeah.
And because Peyton and Kadeem got there late, they sat in the back, and they were also the only two black people at our wedding. And when I saw the picture of like everyone in the room and us standing at the thing, I just seen like just the two.
And we had joked about that. For,
Yeah, and we literally were like
leading up to the
we're
wedding.
like, Peyton, don't worry, we got a great seat for you, back pew, back corner. It's great.
And then they just ended up choosing that seat.
No, I think they got put there.
Oh.
Because they were like, you're late. We don't want to.
That's so
I don't know. Anyway, shout out to Peyton. Peyton is great. The hate I don't understand.
Me either.
I don't understand. It's who cares? You know what I mean?
Yeah, get over it. She's on the show. So
Yeah, dude.
there's really, I mean,
There's not a whole
there's
lot.
nothing that like you can say or do that's going to like change that.
Yeah,
So.
I'm gonna write a letter.
Were you really happy there?
Yeah, I think so. I was very happy with. I would do that. I would work on or with a version of that show any day if the circumstances were right. You know what I mean? That was the best. Some of the best, coolest shit I've done in my life has been on that show. I met you. So yeah, I was happy there. Very happy. And I'm very, very sad. But again, I think one day, whether it's a podcast, whether it's another radio show, I think we're going to end up working, a version of the show is going to end up working all together again. We're too good of a team. We're the best team in morning radio.
What's the biggest argument you've had on the show?
I got into a fight one time with Johnjay for days. Days.
About
I don't even remember what it was about now.
just stupid
But
stuff?
he literally had to be like, we need to have a meeting, and we met at like a third party public location. I don't remember where, but then we ended up just sitting down and having a conversation. But yeah, we got it. That was a thing, but I have no memory of what it was.
Did you get like?
What?
Do you think you were about to get fired or no?
I had a big.
Like when he's like, we need to have a meeting.
I
That's my first. That's the first thing I would think was going on.
Like, I think it was in the phase where I was like, I do great work, like, and we're having creative issues. We're seeing things differently.
I see.
And I was like, fuck this.
Yeah, but like bands break up because of that shit, Grant.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, no, but the good ones like figure out how to make it work.
I see.
Yeah, I think we had some issue. Kyle and I got into a fight one time. Kyle and I got into a couple fights. And basically she was kind of like, your attitude's bad. She did the big sister thing where she just pulled me into a room and was like, your attitude is shit. What the fuck? Like, what's wrong with you? And then we got into a fight. You know?
Yeah.
But that's like what you need people to do sometimes. Because I was definitely in the wrong. There was I had a few years of bad attitude on the show, I would say.
It's funny.
Yeah.
I get that. I feel like I'm always the one with the bad attitude at work.
But it was the bad attitude was because I thought the show could be, I thought we could be doing things differently, I guess. And then we weren't, and I was upset. And then I was like, damn, dude, you know what? It's not my show. My name is not on either one of the marquees. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No. I'm gonna beep. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna beep out the question, but I'm gonna say 100%.
No.
99.9% no.
Okay.
I have no interest in that.
Got it.
Yeah.
Care to elaborate more or no?
No.
Who did you not get along with?
Who did I not get along with?
Out of all the people that were on the show, not just like current staff, I guess.
Who?
Because it doesn't specify, so.
I
I think it could be anyone, like past, present.
I don't know what happened between Bill Ryan and me. And it very well could have been my attitude. It very well could have.
Was that the couple of years where you had the shit attitude?
Yeah, it was probably me having a bad attitude. But then I remember like Bill got real mad at me one time because I dyed my hair blue, and it was the night before Johnjay Rich were getting inducted into the Radio Hall of Fame, the Arizona Hall of Fame, and he thought I was doing it for attention. And I was like, "Fuck you, dude."
Why did you do it again?
No,
on a whim. You're probably like, I should dye my hair blue.
No, literally, it was in the middle. I just remember it was in the middle of the summer, and I just was like, oh, I could dye my hair a different color now. And then the next day, I just was like, oh, shit, it happened to be that day, but it wasn't for attention. And then, I think, like, that was probably the only person I would say I probably didn't get along with, and I didn't really understand why. But, like, towards the end, him and I just barely spoke.
So there's a couple other questions about producer Bill, so I'm just going to go into those.
Oh, okay,
The subject of him.
Yeah.
Why did he get fired?
Okay, so here, I'm going to tell you what I know. It was after COVID started. Things started getting, like, real tense. Like, real tense in the studio and whatever. And then he came in on a day and said, hey, I gotta
I thought he didn't even last through COVID.
No, he came in and said, I gotta take a mental health leave. I don't know if I want to do this anymore. I'm gonna take some time off. And I think he took 2 or 3 weeks off. And then he came back, and then it was like a corporate decision to fire him.
Because they were like, oh, we don't really need you.
Well, I mean, we had done the show for 3 weeks without him. And they were kind of just like, well.
Yeah, we don't really need him.
And, I mean, brother was kind of volatile. You know what I mean? Like, he'd blow up.
Do you think he had an issue with anyone in, like, upper management or something?
Who knows? Here, you want a real hot take? I think it was a bottom line decision. I think they were like, this guy is going to go on mental health leave. Cool. Good for him. That's right. You do that. You figure shit out. But then I think they were looking at the budget, and I think they saw his
salary.
And they were like, whoa. That would be my thought.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, yeah. I don't want to say anything, but yeah.
Making too much.
Probably just, and it was in the era where they were firing, like they were literally, iHeart was letting go of people who were like major talents, and they were just, or major senior vice president level people, because they were just like, well, we need to clear some headroom.
Yeah, because it was like they realized that they were too
that's the thing,
top heavy.
That's the thing Kate always was great about, was in the moment where I'd be like, I'm gonna get fucking fired, you would always say, you don't make enough.
I did.
And that would always put me at peace. Like, I was like, yeah, you know what? I can get away with a lot because I don't make enough money to be... If I was stirring shit up and, was making a ton of money, they'd be like, get him out of here.
Right.
Yeah.
Or if it was like up to like one person, and that one person was paying your salary.
Right.
But it's not. Like, yeah. And you just, like I said, you didn't make enough for them to be like, to justify it because you produced too much work.
Yeah, but Bill got let go by the company, and I don't know what it had. I didn't hear anything. I literally got a text message on the way home that was like, Bill doesn't work on the show anymore.
And you're just like, oh. Why did Delaney leave so quickly without any explanation?
Delaney was she was a fun person to work with, and she was I thought she was great. But yeah, it was another one of those things where she just she left one day. I remember I was in Kyle and Nick's room at the time.
Yeah.
And yeah, somebody just came in and said, hey, Delaney no longer works here. And we're like, what? And the thing I always felt about when people would leave the show, I didn't ask a whole lot of questions.
You were just like,
okay, cool. Because it's always just like, the show still has to go up on Monday.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's if you quit on a Wednesday out of the blue, there still has to be a show on Thursday. We're just gonna move on.
Yeah.
And I think like, I don't know. That's how it is. And I think
I also feel like too, working at iHeart and just maybe in that industry in general, just like media,
yeah,
you get used to people coming and going all the time. Like whether
Totally.
that's them leaving on their own because they got a different opportunity, or people getting let go because of restructuring and like that kind of stuff, or let go because they've decided, oh, we want to go in a new direction for the station.
Yeah.
So sorry.
Yeah.
Like
it's part of working in the radio industry.
you just get so used to that. And then I feel like when you go somewhere else and you don't, like you're away from that, like you're just like, this is so crazy. Like people don't get fired.
Right.
Like people just
yeah.
quit, like, or they just retire. Or
Yeah.
what? Like
What happened
it's
with
crazy.
my experience was amazing because I was able to leave, not get fired. I was able to leave on good terms. I loved the Johnjay Rich show, and
Yeah.
I don't plan on burning
And
any
I feel
bridges.
like you're probably one of the few that like left the way you did, because most people when they leave, it's
they
like
disappear.
people just are like, oh yeah, they don't work here
Yeah.
anymore. You were like,
No, man, it was.
you told everyone, you like put in 2 weeks. They like
and
let
they
you
they
stay.
still let me like stay on the show and do stuff for the
Yeah.
2 weeks, and just all around very, very pleased and very
Like,
grateful.
it was a very different exit than
it
most
was
people.
it was
from the show.
truly a gift, I would say.
What was the biggest factor in taking your new job?
You, Caitlin, my beautiful wife.
Why do you say me?
Because we got married, and I made a commitment to you that I would, do my best to provide for you.
Mm-hmm.
So when an opportunity comes along like this one, I needed to think about what was best for the family of you and I, and like our cats, and just our life together. That was the major contributing factor, because I could stay, I could stay and live in a one-room apartment and work on the Johnjay Rich show forever and ever. That's how I'm built.
Yeah.
So yeah, it just seemed like it's time for me to become a bit more of an adult, because I love you.
So it was me.
Yeah, it was
I'm
you.
the reason you left the show.
No, I mean, you're a big factor.
No, I get it. I feel like I was telling Grant too, like we were kind of at a point in our lives, like we can't really move forward and like take the next step into doing like getting a house, or like if we want to have a kid, like those kinds of things.
Yeah.
Now I feel like it'll kind of change that kind of situation. Like if we wanted to do some of those things, we're going to be in a lot better of a position to do
Definitely. Yeah, because my financial situation was not great.
No.
Yeah.
No.
We were having a lot of fun, but
and I'm glad that you were able to do something that you enjoy, because I know having a job that you fucking hate.
Yeah.
But
well, and it's crazy because I would have left sooner, but I was really kind of wanting to find something in media when I left, and the fact that something kind of fell into my lap that was exactly the sort of thing I've been doing and would like to continue to do.
yeah.
I was like, well, no brainer.
Yeah, like why would you not take it?
Right.
Once recording stops, do people's personalities switch up? I like to think everyone is pretty true to who they are on the radio.
I would say that's accurate. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to be phony in that crew.
I was gonna say, I'll say for the Johnjay Rich show, that's true. What is the most scandalous thing that happened on the show without saying names?
I don't really here's the thing, guys. In terms of scandalous, there's only one thing I can think of. And I mean, and that thing was what had to do with something that was, or a person that was like such a flash in the pan, that I don't think mentioning it will really, and anyone will really care.
Because they'll be like, who's that?
Yeah, but I'm wondering if you're thinking what I'm thinking.
Oh.
Do you remember when I came home and told you that?
Yeah. I was just, it was just like, what?
I was just out on the porch, just like chain smoking joints. I was just like, what is this?
What is happening?
But that was.
But they didn't last very long anyway.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't the right fit.
But yeah, that would be the most.
And some people on the
thing.
show could see that from the beginning.
There's nothing really scandalous that's happened. I can truly say that. You know, a lot of interpersonal shit, like little pithy fights and stuff, but nothing
like little temper tantrum fights, because I feel like that happens at my work
because
too.
everybody has temper. Everybody's got those little temper tantrum moments.
Yeah.
And yeah, but anyway, nothing scandalous in my mind.
Who are you closest to?
That's tough. Maybe different people for different things. We're all in this little ecosystem, but we all relate to each other individually differently.
Like you all have I feel like that's how it always is. Like
Yeah.
with your coworkers, like you have you find like your common interests with each and every one of them. So you have like your kind of like special little thing with like each of them.
Yeah. That's the Kyle was always super grounded and just like a really nice friend. She's the same age as my sister. So I think I just kind of naturally was drawn to Kyle.
And just got along with her because you felt like older sister vibes.
Yeah, and she would, if I was being an asshole, she'd be like, "You're being an asshole." And, vice versa. I don't think I ever had to tell her she was being an asshole, but and then Nick is hilarious. He's my guy. I would work with Nick forever.
So Nick?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't want to say I'm I feel like I'm close to everybody. That's my answer.
Why did Peyton say she's going to be stuck with Nick? Where's Noah? Did he leave?
Yeah, Noah's still there. He's fine.
I was going to say Noah is still there.
Noah's still there.
Noah is probably going to take over for Grant.
Yeah. Noah
like full time.
Noah's a great dude. He's a great dude. Period. Nice guy, hard worker. I think. And
he really likes to be there. He really wants it.
He loves radio.
Yeah,
he's the sweetest guy.
He's very passionate about it.
Yeah, yeah.
And I feel like that is a good thing to have. Like every workplace needs to have people like that are like really just like passionate and just enjoy like what they're doing.
And I hope I hope he's able to like get into a position where he's doing all the stuff he wants to do and is on the air doing the stuff he wants to do. Because I do think he has a unique voice on the show. And yeah, he's a cool guy. But anyway, Noah's still there.
I don't know why Peyton said she's going to be stuck with Nick.
So the room that Peyton is in is a shared room with Nick and myself.
I gotcha.
So
it's a shared office.
And Jenna was there before, so it was the four of us in this little tiny office. And it was
seems like there'd be like no oxygen in that room.
And it was we were just
all of you
out of control. That was the craziest. That was the room to be in. It was so fun.
I'd feel like claustrophobic.
No,
probably.
you'd love it.
Having been there for so long, what's your favorite era?
I'd say my favorite era is the group that we had the last 2 years. I liked it when Jenna was there because then I was able to do more creative shit and was able to, participate more in the show. And we also had that was the best crew. Everyone was the best in that year or couple year period recently. Awesome. Nick as the executive producer, A+. That I think is the new golden era of Johnjay Rich.
What it is now.
Yeah. The last since COVID, since Nick since Nick took over, I would say. Yeah.
Nice.
Shout out to my boy, Nick.
Describe your time with JJR in 3 words. Go.
Easy. Big moose energy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you recommend your position at iHeartMedia to a young person looking for a job?
I would recommend it to a young person who wants to cut their teeth and do a lot of work and really hone their craft. I don't think it's the job at iHeart. I don't think you're going to get rich.
I think you also give yourself a time limit of 5 years.
And you say, I'm going to do everything I can. And then, yeah. Because also, too, I mean, it's not a crazy thing to say that, like, I don't think I had much to offer iHeartMedia as a 39-year-old white man.
In 2025.
In 2025.
Yeah, I agree.
Who has a potentially problematic podcast. You know what I'm saying? I just don't think that... And fair, dude, but there's been morning show host jobs that have opened, and I've applied for, and I haven't even heard back.
Like, not even...
And we have thousands of people that listen to this podcast, and I have a lot more people that listen to Funeral Home Stories. It's like... But I don't even get a look.
Yeah.
That's discouraging.
The crazy part. Like, when people, that they know you applied, just don't even really acknowledge it. You're just
and then
like,
also
cool.
there was a position that opened up where it was an executive producer position for a morning show, right? Mm-hmm. And they hire someone with zero experience.
Yep.
And
you're like, that's fine.
Yeah. So anyway,
it was probably like a personality thing.
Yeah, who knows?
Like somebody's friend.
Yeah, probably. Sure.
What was your worst experience on the show?
Worst experience on the show? Oof. I don't think I have an answer for that.
Unrelated to Johnjay Rich.
You know that the funeral home period was bad.
Yeah.
That fucked my brain up. And that like kind of ruined my personality for a very long time because I literally thought that was the ticket out. And then the way the company chose to handle that. Okay. So I've never said this before anywhere. And I don't think I'm
exclusive.
Yeah. So I went through the whole funeral home story breakdown, how I do the work, how I put it together, how I write it, all these things. Told them it's a 40-page through composed piece. It's an audio book. And so they said, okay, this obviously takes a lot of many hours to put together, all this stuff. And then they hit me with a contract. And the contract was for 33 funeral home story episodes a year.
Crazy.
33. And I told them, one episode takes me 2 weeks. And that's working at the highest level.
Yeah.
A month I'm very comfortable with. I could do maybe 12 a year if I was, being compensated accordingly.
But not 33.
But 33. And then I was like, is there any wiggle room on this? And they were like, no. And I was like, I cannot physically do this. And then they just were like, well, too bad. And then they just like dropped. It was a bad situation. And yeah, that was my bad experience. And then management just basically telling me to be like, oh, be cool.
You can't say anything about it.
Yeah, be cool.
Don't tell anyone.
Don't tell anybody. So yeah,
we know this happened to you and it sucks, but you can't say anything.
Truly broke my spirit. That was the single worst experience I've had with anything creatively in my entire life, and it was just so discouraging. I wanted to quit. I wanted to quit life at a moment because I was like, dude, this was all working out. I want to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just wanted to take my little Honda Fit to the top of Camelback Mountain and just.
That's not funny, Grant.
You can't get the car up at the top of Camelback Mountain. It was back wheel drive.
What's a typical day like? What percentage of your job was screening calls? For a while, like, 100%.
Yeah. Well, yeah, so I would basically go in
Grant would get like a text at like 9:30 at night being like, hey, book this call for tomorrow morning. And Grant's like, it's fucking 9:30 at night on a Tuesday. Like,
and then they live on the East Coast, so it's like midnight their time, and I'm texting them like, hey, can we talk to you tomorrow in about 4 hours? Yeah. No, the screening, that was that 3 years?
I don't know.
It
It was
was
a while because I remember you complained about it a lot
the
for a long time.
I love it. I love talking to people. I like getting people hyped up, but then the booking of the calls, because I was literally giving everyone my phone number.
Yeah.
I was texting people all hours of the night, booking, and there were days where I'd have 9 calls booked.
Oh, and then Grant would also get really mad because he'd have all these calls booked and lined up because he'd be told to book these calls or whatever. And then when they just like blow them off, like, oh, we don't have time for that right now.
Yeah, they'd be like, oh, we don't have time to take
And you're just like,
what the fuck?
What the? I just spent like 45 minutes texting back and forth with this person, like trying to coordinate a time.
Yeah, that was frustrating. But I mean, it does, like, that type of participation makes the show better.
Yeah. But I remember you'd get.
But
so
I'm a guy. I'm a guy where I like to listen to radio shows without a lot of phone calls. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't really like to hear like when people call, like listeners call in, because I feel like most of the time they're just talking about dumb shit, and it's like, no, I'd rather hear like a professional storyteller tell a story. Right, me too.
Even if it's a bad story, because
I'd rather hear about that.
The 3 other people will elevate the story. Where if a caller tells a bad story, it's like, okay, cool, thanks,
bye. If you could have someone else who left the show on your podcast, who would it be?
Someone who's left the show.
Yeah, someone else who's
our
left the
podcast.
Show. Mm-hmm. Or I mean, I guess funeral home stories if you wanted to.
Man, I don't know. Nobody. I mean, Jena'd be fun, but other than that, I only want like current. We can have Johnjay Rich, Kyle, Peyton on. That'd be great. Nick, Noah, you're all invited. All right, let's rapid fire. Let's just rip through these.
I need to know about the quitting story. Why did you quit 2 years ago? What triggered you to quit, and why did you change your mind about quitting?
I quit because of more podcast shit. Truthfully, that was a big part of it, and I just kind of wanted to get out of the industry. I originally was going to
work at like a law firm doing their
but before that was a second tier job. I was going to be doing like SEO and podcasting and radio show producing for them, but the job I really wanted was to do digital for Mesa Gateway Airport.
Oh yeah.
And they ended up giving the job to somebody who already worked there, and I think I was just like a dog and pony show, so they could actually say they did the interviews.
Yeah,
which is bullshit because I did way better work, and I love aviation, and so when that fell through, the next offer that came in, it was at the time when the show was kind of in disarray.
Yeah,
and I was like, well, it was actually after the 2 weeks or after the suspension week. That is,
I remember that.
Yeah, that wasn't a real suspension, by the way, everybody. That was a preemptive suspension. So if anyone ever hears about that story, it was the entire show. It wasn't just me getting suspended.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
sucks.
it was literally, we had a meeting off campus because we weren't allowed on campus for that week. And
like, you guys can't even be here.
Yeah, and that's when I got the job offer, was like on the way home from that lunch. And then I was just kind of like, well, this is a sign. And then when I accepted the job, the first thing they wanted to do was have a team bonding day at a baseball game. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to this isn't the type of job I want.
Yeah.
I don't want to fucking hang out with these people.
Right.
I want to go to work. I want to do a great job, and I want to go home.
Right.
Team bonding is in the office, dude. Team bonding, you don't need to go somewhere to bond with your team. You need to work together, right?
I mean, if
it's
like during the work day, then that's
Sure.
one thing. But if it's like they want you to go to a fucking 7 p.m. Diamondbacks game
And yeah, I came
on like a Tuesday night, like no.
So I got that email and they were like, Grant, come on out. It's your welcome event. You know, we're going to have a thing for you and all this stuff. And then literally came in the next day and I was like, guys, I don't want to do this. Can I stay? I don't want to like go work for this. This seems like it's going to suck. And then they were just like, sure. And it took like 2 weeks to get me back in the system. So there was like a week and a half where I just didn't know if I was going to be able to keep my job on the Johnjay Rich show. That was very scary. And the guy, when I quit the law firm, was pissed.
Really? I don't remember that.
Yeah, they wanted me to like send a picture to the main lawyer that was like, I'm so excited to work here. And I was like, why? And I literally was like, why? Why do I need to do that? That seems fucking stupid.
Oh, like about me sort of.
No, it was
thing?
just a whole, you know, like give a thumbs up and a smile or something with you're so excited. Like write a note on a piece of paper and whatever. And so I was just like, all right, this sucks.
Did you do it?
I took a picture and then because I felt like I had to.
Uh-huh.
Because I took so long. I took like 5 days to think about it. And they had to email me and be like,
You gonna send that picture?
no, they were like about the job. I took like a long time.
Oh.
And then they were like, the main lawyer doesn't think you're that serious about it. And I was like, internally, I was like, well, I'm not. I fucking think this sounds lame. So, yeah, anyway, that's why I didn't take the job.
So they knew kind of, or they had a feeling?
Yeah, I think they knew. Yeah. And then when I finally told the guy, I was like, yeah, I'm not doing it. And he was like, well, you can work from home. And I was like, nope. They were trying to get me to do it. They were really bending over backwards, but they didn't offer enough money to make it worth my while.
I mean, if you got to work from home, it'd be pretty cool.
But for the wage was not it.
I don't even remember what that was
$6
supposed to pay.
$6.50.
What was it?
I don't remember. It wasn't.
Any cool stories over the years working there? Skip.
Yeah, Skip. They're all fucking cool stories. Greatest people I've ever worked with.
Was Rich the secret pooper?
I don't think so.
What is that?
There was a weird day where you remember Steve Jeffries, Caitlin?
Yeah, of course.
He was going around and he was like, guys, this isn't funny. Who pooped? Somebody like pooped on the floor in the bathroom.
It's already funny.
Yeah, dude. And like, so I think it was somebody in, you know, those bathrooms that aren't the public. They're like the Salesforce bathrooms, the single stall.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so somebody went in there in the men's room and like fully just shit on the floor and on like the seat and just left it there. And then the senior vice president of programming had to walk around the building and be like, who fucking pooped on the floor, guys? And I think he did think it could have been me or Nick for a while.
I'd be like, are you accused? Are you trying to accuse me of something?
And when he asked us, the I can't even tell you, I must have howled. I was so tickled by that. That was the most insane shit. Just to be like, you're like a 45-year-old guy walking around to like adults being like,
also like one of like top 2 people in the whole entire building.
And you have to find out who shit on the floor. It's amazing. I wish, dude, if it is Rich, I hope like one day he says that I hope he's like maybe on their last day. He's just like, it was me. That would be awesome. Honestly,
I wonder what happened.
I wish I would.
Like, what do you think happened in that situation?
I don't know. Somebody didn't. I think it was like I'm going to sit down and poop, and then I think like it maybe happened too fast. It was just coming too quick, and just shot out. I think that could have been it, but yeah. Anyway, continue.
What happens when you don't agree with what Johnjay says on the radio? Do you guys discuss off air, or is no one allowed to oppose Johnjay?
No, it's the full discussion zone. It is.
Is it on air or off air?
I mean, okay, you know how when you think you're right and I think I'm right?
Yeah.
You know how that goes? That's exactly how Johnjay is. Same thing. It's like, well, prove me wrong. And he'll do that on the air, and then if you don't, he'll just be like, "Oh, I was right." Like, I mean, it's never. I don't think there's any. I don't think anyone. No one's afraid to say, "Johnjay, that's not right." Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone in that room, everyone on that show has a huge personality. So if there's something like that you disagree with, you just say it, and then when the break ends, yeah, sometimes there are discussions.
Like, ooh.
Sometimes there's. Well, I mean.
You can't say that.
Well, there's always probably once every year and a half, once every year maybe, there's a bit of a tense situation in the studio. But it's either a misunderstanding or it's resolved so quickly it's silly. You know what I mean? Somebody just gets hot for a dumb reason. Or is justifiably hot and then they get talked down, which is helpful. It's nice to have, a group of adult friends who can talk you off a ledge.
Yeah.
So,
no, it is.
But yeah, no, nobody.
Especially at work.
Nobody's afraid of anybody on the show.
This is not a question. This is just a statement. Release the juice fruit tapes.
Oh, the Juicy Fruit tapes. So if you listen to the JJR BTS podcast, the Juicy Fruit tapes were when my girlfriend, who is now deceased.
So we'll call her your ex-girlfriend.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was talking about at the time. Yeah, ex-girlfriend. But at the time, we broke up, and it was a whole thing. And it was just an hour of Joey and I talking about it. Mm-hmm. And those are the Juicy Fruit tapes.
About, like, why you guys broke up and stuff?
And just detailing how crazy that situation got. Because it was not good.
Do I know the details of
I don't know.
the situation got?
Did I ever tell you that Bill got an email from a guy?
No.
So Bill got an email from the girl's boss.
Okay.
And he was like, my wife is making me send this email. I'm sleeping with Grant's girlfriend. And I'm her boss. And blah blah blah, and I need to tell Grant. He came and knocked on the door on this day, like he had receipts. It was this email, and then he just gave it to Joey and was like, "Hey, can you deal with this?" Yeah. So there were 4 or 5 situations that happened that were like troubling, that started to involve like the show.
4 or 5?
So
probably that wasn't the only one.
Probably like, well, I guess like 3 things, but it was like that email correspondence was weird, and then that was a whole thing. But yeah.
And what else?
Well, I mean, she was on the prowl
with people you work with.
No.
Oh.
Yeah, but just found out like through basically the show. Which is wild.
So how many guys do you think that she cheated on you with?
Well, definitely 2. So I'm assuming a lot more than that. Who knows, dude?
Times that by 4, so like
times
8.
That by 8. Yeah, but and also I'll never release that, and I probably shouldn't have told that story because she's no longer alive, which is very sad. Yeah, no, we'll leave it at that. She died after we broke up, obviously.
No, it was like a long time because I remember like you and I were already like engaged or married, maybe even.
Yeah,
I think we were engaged at least.
Yeah,
and you were just like, yeah.
My sister sent me her obituary from a year before, and I was like, what?
Yeah, you were like, so my ex-girlfriend. You remember the one I told you that like used to live in the same apartment complex as me? I'm like, yeah, like she's dead now. I was like, whoa.
And yeah, I did tell you that like she reached out like 2 weeks before she died.
I think, yeah, I do remember.
And I told you, I was like, out of respect for you, I just ignored and deleted.
Oh, so it's me again.
No, babe.
Grant's blaming it on me, guys.
There's no blame. That is me being like, I am shedding the old things because you are it, babe. What?
with my little George Washington curls.
Yeah, crazy haircut. Okay, continue.
Crazy haircut.
Continue. We're just gonna rip through this. This is boring as fuck.
Did Bill and Johnjay ever throw hands?
Did Bill and Johnjay ever throw hands? No.
Is there drama behind the scenes among the cast?
No. Like, yeah, you would think there would be, but no. It's crazy. And that's why this iteration of the team is the best iteration of the team, because there's no fucking bullshit. Yeah. That's 100%. That is why the last 5 years have been great, in my opinion.
Good. Are you going to stay in the Rich Bear band?
Yes, we don't play many dates, so as long as we stay on the low date.
It's like twice a year, so
yeah, it's
Grant can handle
yeah.
that.
Why? And also, why I'm just like, oh, I have to quit. I can't make the November 19th gig, and it's May.
July.
Yeah, it's like May 3rd.
Do you stay in touch with Bill or Delaney?
I still occasionally will get a nice message from Delaney.
But I think it's already been
I'll
answered.
send her a message, but no, I don't talk to Bill. No,
oh, you message her? What do you say to her?
What do you mean? Babe, come on.
Ooh.
No.
Aside from Kyle, who has been your favorite person? You tell me. I need to hurry up.
I don't know. That's impossible to answer.
What's your favorite thing about Nick?
Hammer. Dude.
Ew.
What? Kate snotted.
You're gross.
No, Nick just makes me laugh. And the best part about Nick is he will heighten jokes. Like he'll just be like, yeah, we're doing improv now. That's the best part about Nick. He's just very, very funny fella. And he's funny in a different way than I'm silly. So he can make me laugh in the ways I can't even imagine. You know what I mean? And his is cool too.
Oh my God. Okay. Back when you were an intern, what was a successful bit that y'all did that you 100% can't do now?
All of them. Everything. Yeah. There was like a real initiative to like make radio not fun and unfunny.
And that's been successful for the most part, I would say.
What?
That they've taken a lot of the fun out of
Yeah,
radio, because it used to be like so fun. And I couldn't, like what Grant tells me about, like I worked on the sales side, so a different thing than him. But just like what he tells me about it now, I'm like, that sounds like it fucking sucks.
We had so much fun at the beginning. And I mean, also too, it's you get older. So I think it's you kind of have you
maybe
you
just like outgrow it.
Yeah, and then you're just kind of like, well, do I really want to
be the crazy radio guy working here when I'm like in my 50s?
Yeah, and that's kind of where I was getting to the point where I'm like, I'm 40 years old and I'm talking about doing drugs on the radio still. Like, it's cool. Like, you know what I mean? I just kind of felt, but that's who I am.
You're just being authentic.
Yeah, I am just being me. So I guess that's fine. That's who, yeah.
Which coworker was the hardest to work with?
I mean, everybody's kind of hard in their own way. Like, you know, they have high expectations. But Bill it was just fatiguing. You know?
Which coworker? Why? Like, just because he was, like, nitpicky? Sort of?
Yeah, and my
like
also
micromanagey almost?
Here's the thing, dude. It's like COVID. I think COVID kind of knocked something loose. Because, man, he got really not fun during that period. And then he came back and was like, I'm fun, guys. I'm fun again.
Which coworker is the easiest to work with?
Kyle. Kyle and, honestly, Johnjay. Once you learn Johnjay shorthand, it's easy. But it takes several years to learn what he wants when he says something. You need to decode what it is that he actually wants. Because he'll be like, make a video that's like this,
and you're like, okay.
And you're like, oh, okay, that means he wants like crazy cuts and blah blah blah. And then once you kind of figure that out, he's great. And once you can anticipate what he's going to ask you for, that's when it's the easiest to work for Johnjay. Rich is easy as can be to work with.
Because he doesn't really ask for much.
Yeah, and when he does, it's like, doable. Yeah, nobody asks for too much ever.
Do you think you would ever go back if this new job doesn't work out?
Yes. Yes, I would. But I'd want to go back in a more powerful position.
Yeah, I was going to say, would you go back exactly to your job the way it was?
Ooh, good question.
All terms the same?
No. I mean, obviously no.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I also kind of am like whatever. I mean, at some point I would like for someone to consider me talent.
Yeah.
Like if I'm going to be in radio.
I do.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
This hasn't been very interesting, this podcast. Maybe, has it?
I think so.
Okay, it's been long. Sorry, guys. Do you have a last question?
There's 2 more questions.
Okay, 2 more questions.
Well, this one's a double question. What did you love doing on the show and what did you hate doing?
I hated doing all the rinky-dink edits for shit that would only go up on stories for 24 hours and then disappear forever. Because I would do really creative stuff and then it would just like dip into the ether. I hated that feeling. But then I also loved it because I was like, this is fun because I'm creating these unique moments every day.
So you loved it but hated it at the same time?
I liked being creative and having it disappear and just being like, oh, this is, or, doing something silly and having it go away. But yeah, I don't think, phones towards the end, I really didn't like. I love talking to people, but it's just a lot.
There's a lot of coordinating.
Yeah, because I
remember.
I also wasn't just doing phones. I was doing video and phones and TV shit and all this other stuff. So that was a lot.
And then last question.
Yes, last question.
Advice for anyone wanting to break into the industry.
Just do it. If you want to be a podcaster, just start a podcast.
Yeah.
If you want to be a radio person, meet a radio person and then be that.
Or just apply.
Yeah, just apply. I mean, if you really want to, just know it's going to be an investment. If you're young, it's great. If you're young and you can, really have a lot of energy and not make a ton of money, like, it's great.
Yeah.
And then eventually, you'll either get promoted or you'll just kind of like plateau out. And it's a great living and it's a really fun way to make money, but it's also, it's hard.
It's like you kind of, especially if you're like on the air or wanting to be on the air, I feel like you kind of have to like be on your shit every day. Like you can't really, there's not a lot of times where you can have like an off day where you're just like, I don't feel like talking to people.
Absolutely.
Or like, I don't feel like, so like that's how I'm like, I know I wouldn't be good on the radio because I have those days.
No, you'd be fine,
I'm like,
babe.
no, nobody talk to me.
All right. So anyway, this has been a very long episode, but we've answered a lot of questions. So hopefully you're not too annoyed with this. But we will be back to our regularly scheduled awful programming.
Oh my God.
No, this is kind of a bummer because I really wanted to record just a regular terrible person this week.
Next week.
So
there's always next week.
Keep listening to Johnjay and Rich. They fucking rule. They're the best. Best radio show in the country. I would say best radio team in the country. Even excluding me. They're still the best. So shout out. Thank you everyone for listening, spending time with us. Kate, do you have anything you want to say as moderator?
Thank you everyone. And you can still listen to Grant's stuff.
Yeah.
And you'll still hear him, I'm sure.
Yeah,
on his new show.
I'll still be on the Johnjay and Rich show.
Or yeah. So it's not like you'll never hear him ever again.
Yeah, keep listening to this podcast and seriously go subscribe. www.terribleperson.co. There's like 280 some episodes of premium content. You can listen for days and probably. And
as much as Grant likes to claim it's shitty, it's great.
Yeah, we do a good job.
It's great fucking content.
We have fun. So thank you everyone and see you next week.
Bye.